My daddy doesn't want me to play his account anymore. So I'm playing my own account. Oh, the game has started. I better start moving. I only had tier 2 tanks, but I play a lot of games and now I got to tier 3. And I got this one. It's a T-29. It's funny because it's a T-29, but the commander, he doesn't speak English, so I don't know what's going on. But that's okay, because this is one of my favorite tanks now. I used to only have a 17% win rate, you know. But now I'm in tier 3. And my win rate's it's all the way up to 19% now. I like to drive. This tank's it's a good driving tank. I have to drive it all over the place. Usually when I drive around, I can't find anyone. I don't know, maybe they're just scared of me because my commander does not speak English. I don't know why. Sometimes I just get sad because it's too lonely playing tier 3. All my friends in tier 2, we like to drive around real fast, and sometimes we drive in the water until the little bubbles come up. That's fun. or we find one of those funny tanks with the guns that sticks right up in the air, the SPGs, and we push them in the water. That's fun too. But my daddy says I won't get any better if I keep doing that, so I got to tier 3. And now I've got 19% win rate. Did I tell you that I have a 19% win rate? But it's so hard to play tier 3 because there's just not a lot of tanks that I can shoot because they're always hiding. And I don't know. Sometimes I just like to drive until I find them, and sometimes I sit really still, and they usually find me. So I don't know. Oh, there's one. I mean, oh, he's on my team. Oh. I thought there was a tank there. Maybe I'll just drive across the bridge. I have to be careful. Sometimes I fall off the bridge. But if I try to aim and drive at the same time, because I need a lot of practice. But I made it to tier 3, so I can get across the bridge now. Usually I drive around the long way. But sometimes it's fun to go the short way. I'll just go with my little friend here. Maybe he has a lot of tier 2 tanks too. Maybe we can play together. I will send him a message later and see if he wants to platoon in tier 2. Oh, I've never been this far. Usually I like to drive around, but I explode before I get here. I wonder what's over here. We'll just keep driving and maybe we will find something really special. Hey, there's a siren going off. It's like at my school, we have to run outside and run away from the base and hide in the bushes. That's what I do when the siren goes off. Oh wait, there's another tank up there. Well, what's he doing? Well, maybe I will just click my mouse button at him. And the commander said something and it's not English. It's usually what happens when I click the mouse button with this tank. He says things like Michimaisi and Gatov. It's really funny. Maybe if I see him again, I'll click my mouse. Hey! Hey, I want to click my mouse button at you. Oh, he's gone. I liked him. He was a friendly tank. He just waited for us. Oh, here comes my friend. Maybe we should go explore some more. I will just stay with him. Hi. This has been a fun game. I never really drove this far before. I like the trees. And there's a hill. Maybe there's some water here. Oh look, I'm gonna point my gun and click my mouse at him. Hey, what happened? He didn't say boy Michi Maisi. Maybe my commander's asleep. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll just drive forwards and backwards now. I always like to do that. Let me click my mouse button at him again. Hey, he's gone. I'll click my mouse button at him. My commander said Gatov again. Maybe he has a pet cat named Gatov. Hey, we won. The game's over. Daddy, I won again. I think I'm getting really good at this game. My win rate is up to 19%. I like this tank.
Just want to say, hey guys, it's Klaus. All right, we watched the kids play. Now let's watch the grown men. Alex, the assassin here, in his super conquer, that British important-looking beast, who announces to the team right away, well, 3 Arties in the dumbest map for tier 10s ever. Frustrated immediately in his British tank. And I'm not sure if Alex the Assassin is British, but I can understand him being frustrated with all the controversy going on over there. I mean, I keep up on world affairs and I watch the news, and I feel for you guys in Great Britain, and I feel for you guys. Well, with the recent events, of course, everybody knows it's Prince Charles' 70th birthday celebration, and the controversy. Apparently, Meghan Markle, I think she's Harry's wife, but she wore the most outrageous earrings to Prince Charles's royal birthday party. When something like that happens, I can understand the whole country being up in arms, and just the shit that hit the fan. It's just ridiculous. And I can understand all of you people from Britain being upset and obsessed and shaken by those events and not being able to focus. And it's so dreadful, and so it's such a huge deal that I don't know how you're dealing with it and moving on, but alas, life does go on. And old Prince there, Charlie's 70, like that guy, Of course, he's had quite the easy time. Like this guy, he's royal, right? He's a prince. And I keep up on these things. I've watched that Netflix series, The Crown, and it explains it all. Like Prince Charles, ever since he was little, he doesn't do anything, right? When he has breakfast, the servants butter his bread and put some jam on there, and they crack the egg for him. And he gets dressed and undressed by servants. Like he'll wake up in the morning, just extend his arms, and I'm ready to be dressed, and someone dresses him, and to relieve the stress, right? And that's why I can understand when someone shows up with earrings like Meghan's earrings. It really, creates a lot of stress and unnecessary tension. He doesn't get. I think after a while he stopped having servants dress him. I think when he turned 52 or 53, he stopped being dressed completely in the mornings. I mean, while he was a kid, it was all right, but when he grew up. So, but he does. And I know this too. I've researched this. He does still have servants. He puts on his pants and his shirt and stuff himself. It's laid out for him, but he puts them on. And then he has a servant. He still insists on having a servant put on his shoes and socks. It's just a thing. Maybe he doesn't want to bend over and hurt his back, or I'm not really sure, but he likes that. And the funny thing is, when the servant they have to do it a certain way. They have to put on a sock and a shoe, and then a sock and a shoe, rather than a sock and then a shoe and a shoe. And the reason they know this is there was a fire once. The alarm went off in Buckingham Palace, and they had to evacuate just like anywhere else. They had to go, because there was a fire alarm, and it was early in the morning. It was right around when the servant was dressing him, and old Charles there, he rushed out. He was like the first guy out, and there he was out in the courtyard with a completely dressed, a shoe and a sock, but the other foot barefoot, right? And even the Queen was out there. She had a sock and a sock. And he had on a sock and a shoe and barefoot. And the Queen, she didn't know this about her son, and said, what the hell are you doing, buddy? What's with the sock and the shoe and barefoot? Don't you know you're supposed to go a sock and then a shoe and a shoe? You've got a sock and a shoe and then nothing. And he insisted, well, Mom, this is how I do it. I think it's better. And, when I become king, this is how we're going to do it. None of this sock and a sock and then a shoe and a shoe. We're going to go sock and a shoe and then sock and a shoe. And the Queen, and this is probably why she's held on so long, because she does not agree with this and says, Charles, You got to do it sock in a sock, shoe in a shoe. That way, like if there's a fire alarm like this, uh, you can come out even, with a sock and a sock. Look at you. You got a sock and a shoe and barefoot. It looks ridiculous. Like, come on. And old Charles, he disagreed. And he frankly told her, he said, Mom, like, I'm doing it the right way. This is how you have to do it. Because, for instance, if, he told the Queen, if there had been a flood instead of a fire, you would have been wandering around in your socks, getting all wet, where I could hop around on one foot and stay dry. You see? So there's different perspectives, and he's led a very diverse life to a ripe old age of 70 now, and who am I to question a wise older gentleman? But the game's over. It was a super conqueror. He was hull down and bounced a lot of shots and did pretty good. It was fast. But what really bugs me is I just can't. I'm trying to decide what's better: a sock and a shoe and a shoe, or a sock and a shoe and then a sock and a shoe. I'm going to leave a voting button up there, and you guys can let me know. And leave it in the comments. Like, when you get dressed in the morning, I don't care whether someone dresses you or whether you do it yourself, but do you put on a sock and then a shoe and a shoe? Or do you put on a sock and a shoe and then another sock and a shoe? Which one do you think is the best? Well, we all know when Prince Charles there, when he eventually, plants his arse on that throne, one of these days, it's coming, through circumstances, he may be sitting there with a sock and a shoe and the other foot barefoot. If different things, circumstances, and all I'm saying is that could happen. That's all I'm saying.